Hi, I'm Ashley, and this is the corner of the internet where I talk about my knitting and spinning. This is Yaku, and Chango is over here sitting on the couch being a good boy. I have been hyper fixating on the Anais Tee by Gregoria Fibers. I am making this into a sweater and I'm knitting it with some woolly yarn. And since I've been so into knitting this and I've been enjoying the pattern and the yarn so much, I decided to make a dedicated video on it. This is what I have so far. It's coming out so beautifully. I did finish both sleeves and I am working on the body. I only need a little bit more before I bind off. So to start out, about a week ago, me, Angel, and a few of his friends had a weekend up in Breckenridge, Colorado. This is a gorgeous ski town here in the Rocky Mountains, and during the summer, it's so beautiful. So one of Angel's friends has two daughters, and a couple of years ago, he brought his eldest one. They're around 4 or 5 at this time. And so he brought his eldest daughter for a father-daughter trip, and that was so much fun. And so this year he decided to bring his youngest. Luckily, Angel, his friend, and another close friend of theirs decided to come and visit us as well. So we all spent some time up in Breckenridge, Colorado. So here's some footage of that, and I'm also going to include me knitting the Anais Tee while I was up there. So I was pretty much able to finish one of the sleeves up in Breckenridge, and I started the second one. Once I did finish the second sleeve and moved on to the body, I tried this on and I realized that one of the sleeves is shorter than the other. So my second sleeve, I knitted about an inch shorter than the other. I think I had stretched it out a little bit when I measured it side by side and didn't realize that they weren't quite the same length. And since wool has a lot of memory, it probably just shrunk back to its original form, which ended up being a little shorter than the other. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. I am working on the body now, and I'm just gonna finish the body before I go back to the second sleeve and add a little bit of length to it. But some information about this pattern. This is Gregoria fibers. This is supposed to be knitted with some summer fibers to make it into a tee. I decided to make this a woolly sweater and made it long sleeve. So I am knitting this with some absolutely gorgeous yarn from Daughter of a Shepherd, which is a British wool. This is undyed and minimally treated wool. This is a fingering weight yarn, and I'm holding it double to reach a DK weight as requested by the pattern. One of the modifications that I did is that for the edges, so the collar, the hem, and the sleeve hems request just a couple of 1x1 stitch row finishing. I decided to do an I-cord edge on all of the edges. So here's I-cord for the neckband. I did it for the sleeves, and I am planning on doing it with the bottom hem as well. I am going to go down a needle size, which is requested in the pattern, in order to cinch in a little bit for the edges. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this on for you and show you how it looks like. I'm very excited for this garment. I think the detailing of the front panel is so beautiful. It also seems to have somewhat of a saddle shoulder construction, which I think I prefer for my body type. So I think I'm definitely going to continue making raglan and drop shoulder garments, because I'm more interested in wearing a piece of art than really making it fit like a store-bought garment. But I noticed just with my frame that saddle shoulders tend to fit me the best, which kind of sucks because I don't think that's a very popular garment construction. I think it's because it's made more for broader shoulders. So you'll notice that a lot of men specific garments have a saddle shoulder construction, as well as like a contiguous sleeve construction. And I think since I work out and I have broader shoulders, I do a lot of heavy lifting, and I have defined my shoulders in that way. I think that's why they fit nicer, which I actually really like. That's awesome. So let me throw this on so I can show you guys how it looks like. And I'm gonna take you guys along with me on a little errand that I need to run. So this is what she's looking like. I am obsessed. I absolutely love this design. The yarn is definitely scratchy in the sense that if you are sensitive to minimally processed wool, this is not going to be pleasant for you to wear. I've kind of built a tolerance to it, I think, because I appreciate more naturally made fibers from the animal. I think I've just kind of developed a tolerance to it, and I honestly love how it feels. You know, it's not soft, but it feels woolly, it feels comforting, and you know, when I do feel some prickliness, which I think I have a higher tolerance than most people as well, because it doesn't tend to bother me, and if I do feel the prickliness, it honestly just reminds me that I'm wearing something beautiful. But as you can see, the sleeves are definitely sisters, not twins. So I think this one is a perfect length. I think once it blocks, it's going to relax and probably get a little bit longer, which is going to be perfect. I'm just going to have to add about an inch to this sleeve. So I'll go ahead and rip that back once I'm finished with the body, which honestly, I think I'm at a point where I think I'll do one more of these cable repeats and then I'll bind off, which is super exciting. So I should have a finished garment here in the next couple of days, which means that I should be able to start one of my new projects from my fall lineup, which I mentioned in my last video. So I want to take you guys on an errand with me today. I have some time before my shift tonight, and it's related to something crafty. So I have had this fabric for quite some time. I had all the plans to sew some papau pants, which is a common pattern online. And so I had bought this fabric. It's this gorgeous, I think it's 100% cotton fabric. I honestly don't remember where I bought it from. I don't remember the content. I don't even remember how much yardage I have. But I have enough for pants and most likely a dress. So a big obstacle for me in sewing or starting to sew again, because I used to sew years ago, but a big obstacle for me was always just being able to print out the shapes to cut the fabric so that it'll be my size. I ended up finding a store here not too far from where I live where you can send your printed pattern to them and they will print it out for you on large cutting paper, so that you don't have to piece things together or anything like that. They will actually print it to your size, so you just have the shape ready for you and you can just cut and start sewing. So I really want to do that. And I do have a dress that I found online. I'll go ahead and place it on the screen somewhere. I don't remember what it's called right now, but I am wanting to make it. It's beginner friendly. And I went ahead and took out my sewing machine, kind of dusted it off, got the right needle set up in it. While I'm at that store, I'm also going to look for some thread that would match this fabric. So yeah, I figured I'd bring you guys along, and who knows, maybe there will be yarn there. But yeah, let's go. But also, here's the fit. Thrifted, boots, thrifted. I feel super cute. Still hot out, but I want a little bit of fall vibe, so that's why I threw on the black boots. Is an errand really an errand if you don't grab some coffee? No. So actually a couple of stores over from the sewing fabric store that I'm going to, there is a coffee shop called Mango Tree that's really good. So I'm gonna pop in there, get something tasty to drink, and then walk over to the store and pick up my prints. I got to enjoy a pumpkin oat milk latte, which was really good, from Mango Tree Cafe. I was so impressed by the Trilata sewing fabric store that I went to. They had so much fabric, and it looked like they had a class going on in the back. Like they had like a little back room where I think they were having a class. They seem to have had another room with some tables, which I'm guessing they have like sewing classes or like sew get-togethers once in a while. Such great staff, and the store was so cute, and they had so much stuff. They even had a little bit of yarn. I noticed that they had Fiber MacGyver there, which, you know, is a pretty commonly known yarn in the knitting world, and so that was really cool to see. So I was able to get a thread that matched closely to the fabric that I have that I'm planning on making my dress with. Here is my print of the pattern that I'm going to cut my fabric out with. It's such a great service that they have this. It's going to make things so much easier for me, and I have no problem at all. If in fact, I'm very inclined and happy to support a little craft store like that, especially since Joann went out of business, and it's just so nice to support small businesses. I couldn't leave that store without buying some fabric. I saw this and it is so beautiful. It's like this ochre, yellowy green with neon pink polka dots. And so I got 2 yards of it, thinking about maybe I can squeeze out like a short skirt dress out of it, or if anything, a skirt. So we'll see. Maybe if I get into sewing a little bit more, I can make something out of this. After coming home, I wanted to knit on our patio. We recently got a hammock, and so it's been really nice to lay out there. I really tried to knit as much as I could, but Yaku is such a needy little dog. And so he was just crawling all over on top of me and getting tied up in my yarn and all that. So I was able to at least get a couple of rounds in before I gave up. He's such a sweet little guy though. But yeah, I'll check back with you guys here in a couple of days. Hopefully I will have the Anais Tee, or my sweater version, completed. I'll go ahead and show me ripping the arm back and adding some length to that shorter sleeve, and I should have a finished garment by the end of this video. So I have lengthened the sleeve that ended up being too short, and my Anais top by Gregoria Fibers is complete. I absolutely love how this turned out. After blocking, the fabric has turned out to be super drapey. It feels light yet insulating. I love the shoulder construction. I feel like it suits my shoulders very well, and it just looks super nice. I like that I made it quite cropped so I can wear it with dresses and skirts and high-waisted pants. And the cable panel detailing on the front is just gorgeous. I highly recommend this pattern. It was very well written, very clear, easy to do, and it created such a beautiful garment. So that's what I have for you guys in this week's video. Thanks so much for coming along with me as I have gone to the mountains and have knitted this sweater in really just a couple of weeks. It really flew off the needles and it was just so much fun to make. And you know, I might make another one at some point. I really love this fit. So until next time, make sure to get some crafting in, take care of yourself, and enjoy the beginning of this autumn season.